Well, good morning. I'm so glad to see everybody, and if you're here for the first time, welcome. And we have Diane and Dot and Lee. I think they drove in from Corsicana, if I'm correct. It's a long drive, so I'm so grateful that you're here this morning. And it's a beautiful day, isn't it? Is God good?
All the time.
All the time. So I want to thank Herb and Sarah back there and Troy for getting everything together today as they did. They all worked so hard. And Reverend Doug, the videos were just great. So thank you, the songs. They spend a lot of time going through songs to see which would be the best fit. And you do so beautifully. I'm so grateful to be here. Okay, so shall we start with a little joke? I know, then you just want me to sit down. Tell the joke and sit down. All right. So there was a minister, and he was out the woods. He was shooting. He had a rifle, was going to shoot, looking for a bear to shoot. So he walked, no bears. And so he got to a crystal clear lake, and he was exhausted. So he knelt down to get some water, and he heard some rustling. And sure enough, he looked up, and there was a grizzly bear charging him. And so he panicked, and he said, "Oh, God, I am a good Christian. Please turn this bear into a Christian." And at that moment, the bear fell to his knees, raised his hands, and said, "God, I am so grateful for the food I am about to eat." Didn't do very well, did he? Well, I just was texting with, I've got two 22-year-old grandsons. One's birthday is today, and the other one goes to TCU and is in Madrid studying. And he ran the race this morning, and this one is very dedicated to his own spiritual practice. So I told him I'd be in prayer, which I was from 5:30, and he wrote, and he said, "Nana, I finished the race." And I said, "I'm so proud of you. What made you do it?" He said, "Because I ran for the glory of God." From 22. So what more can we say? We run our race for the glory of God. That's what we're here for. So all creation sings. I don't know how many of you are familiar with CeCe Winans and her song. It's called All Creation Sings. But she's so magnificent, and in the song she sings, it comes to holy, holy, holy. And that is what we're here for, not only to be H-O-L-Y, but to be W-H-O-L-L-Y. And I'll tell you just one other quick story about a singer. Some say the greatest gospel singer of all times. And she walked with Reverend Martin Luther King the whole time. Norman Pettis Bridge, she was there. She went to every talk he ever gave. And her voice, magnificent voice. And Las Vegas at the time offered her more money than they'd offer anybody before to come and sing. And she said, "I thank you for the offer." She said, "But I only sing for the glory of God." So there we are again. Our lives are really here for the glory of God as you understand God. Now, Joe Dispenza is very clear. He calls God the grand operational design. So this universal presence, this power for good, not this world, but this universe is so magnificent, always, always for us, no matter what the human circumstance is. God is always more, this universal. You know, it's the Rumi, Reverend Doug and I often quote Rumi, "Beyond right doing and wrongdoing, there is a field. Meet me there." And that's hopefully where we'll meet this week again, in that field, beyond right doing or wrongdoing, because there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, aren't there? And it only takes one of us to know the truth, to shine the light. Jesus was in the Gospel of John, he said, "You be the light. You be the light." So each one of us today get anchored, because we, this group, with this consciousness, can go out, that energy goes out, and truly it anchors peace on earth. We think, well, what good am I? Well, one person. It takes only one person to light the candle. And then that candle lights another candle and another candle. So as we go out into the world this week, we want to be the light. Feel yourself, see yourself every morning lighting the candle that is your life, because that's what we're here for. We are the light. Ye are the light. So Robert Browning once said, the great poet said, many people die with their music all inside of us, inside of them. We don't want to be that. He went on to say, every one of us has a song to sing, a melody to express, and each one of us has a different melody, a different song to express. He said, we are here to sing our song and dance our dance. You know, people say if you get up in the morning and you start to dance, your whole day is changed, or even sing. And you know, if you live with other people and they think, he's gone over the top. No, we are just dancing our dance. We are dancing our dance because each one of us comes in with that song and that dance. Hillel the Great, he was a rabbi from and philosopher from the 1st century before Christ. He said, if not me, who? And if not now, when? Well, the world is calling each one of us, because if not me, who? And if not now, when? I know each one of us has answered a call to be here at this time in this place. Is it the easiest time to be here? No, it's not. And God, you know, there was an old saying, it sounds funny, but it said, God doesn't make any junk. And that's an odd thing to say, but God makes each one of us this beautiful creation. And we have agreed that we would be here to be the eyes, the ears, the hands, the mouth of God, because how else does God express, if not through you and if not through me? Emily Cady, a great unity minister, said, we are here to fill our thoughts with ideas and infinite wisdom, life, and love. So let's look. You know, many years ago, Reverend Michael Beckwith at Agape had a dream. Many of his songs and things came from dreams. And when he woke up, he immediately went downstairs to write, because what came through him was the 4 levels of spiritual consciousness. Now, he has taught this all over the world. He's been on TED Talks, he's been on Oprah, he's done classes at UCLA. And I was going through some old journals, and it was right in front of me, and I thought, gosh, I need to review this one more time to see where I am at this time in my life. So the first, we're going to go to the mental level first. And some people never get by that mental level, and that's okay too. It's where they are. But I think each one of us are here to know what the mental level is, but we want something more because we have been called to something more. Charles Fillmore said, victim consciousness, because that's the first level. He says, stems from the belief in external circumstances controlling one's life. Okay, so story of a man. A man woke up one morning and saw rain. He said, oh, just my luck. This always happens to me. Now my whole day is ruined. So he complained to everyone. The traffic made him late. The coffee tasted terrible. Why do they make this awful coffee when they know I'm going to be drinking it? The city was, we all know that one, I guess. The city's a mess. What the city is doing to me, the fate, everything. By night he was exhausted because he had given all of his power away to something else. It was no longer I do anything. It's what someone has done to me. And I think a good way to catch ourselves, and you know, we all go back and forth through these stages of consciousness each day. But when we catch ourselves saying, look at what they've done to me, happened again. My ex-husband or wife, oh, if you only knew what they did to me. And don't even get me started on my parents, what happened to me from. But you know what? That's not where we're supposed to be. And so many people right now are in that victim state. Look at what the president is doing. And if it wasn't this president, it was 4 presidents before or whatever. Everything's happening to me. I'm a victim, and I think I'll just go to bed and cover myself for the rest of my life with my blankets. Because we have no power. It's just we came in to kind of complain, what is the saying, and then we die? So we're so much more. If you catch yourself going to me, think to yourself, gosh, am I a victim here? So no personal responsibility. Life is controlled by outside sources. Let's look at Jesus' life. He was from Nazareth. Nobody even heard of Nazareth. He was a carpenter's son. His parents weren't married when he was conceived. All these things. He could have said, gosh, if life just hadn't dealt my hand, if I had been born in Jerusalem, and my parents were of a different standard of living, but did he say that? He said, no. He said, my Father and I are one. And he went on. He was never, ever a victim. No matter what was said to him, no matter what was done, he knew he was something more than a victim. He didn't live on the mental level. So the next, and the Fillmores, just think about the Fillmores. At one time, Charles was completely broke. His real estate business had gone under. He was crippled, basically. She was terribly ill with TB, and in those days, nobody got well. How easy it would have been to say, why us? What did this happen to me? But they chose a different path because they heard a different message, that we no longer had to be victimized by circumstances, that we could move ahead and do and take control of our lives. And the minute that he heard Meeks, who was Emma Curtis Hopkins' student, she changed so many lives, he realized we don't have to be victims to this. We can start something different. And I often think of Emma Curtis Hopkins. This was in the 1920s in Chicago. Here was this little woman, tiny, wore a hat and wore gloves, and would come in, sit down, and talk. And she had hundreds of people following her. Just think, in the 20s, a woman saying a message in Chicago, which was basically Irish Catholic at the time, that had no concept, but yet she drew these people. She was not victimized because I'm a woman. I am here with a message. Each one of us are here for a message today. And each one of us is a different message. Each one of us has a song to sing and a melody to release. Just what Browning said. We don't want to die with our music inside of us because we have a big life to live. And that big life comes from where? Does it come from our parents? It comes from the God within us. So we're no longer victims. The next, so we've got, what do we have? We've got the victim stage. To me, everything happens to me. Now, how about by me? That's the next stage. All of a sudden, we come into a metaphysical class or church or Unity, Centers of Spiritual Living, and they say, you've got the power. You have the power to change. So we begin to make changes in our lives. We know that we can manifest princes in parking spaces, but be careful on the princes, because a woman that I knew years ago was bound and determined that she was not the victim. She could manifest things. She wanted to manifest someone that loved her, would hold her, that just be all for her. Parking spaces she got all the time. She was manifesting parking spaces like crazy. But then one morning, a knock on the door came, and it was a neighbor saying, look what I have for you, someone that will love you and cuddle you. And it was a Cocker Spaniel. So we're careful what we ask for. But at this stage, all of a sudden we realize, I have the power. I can change things. I can take control of my life. I don't have to be a victim here. And you know what? No matter what a doctor says, no matter what the diagnosis comes in, so many things can happen in life. But we don't have to be a victim to it, because we know that we have the power within us to do what is necessary to find answers for ourselves, to know that while God is the the doctors are the, the doctors are the prognosis that only God, I'm going to say it again. The doctors are the diagnoses. Our God, our divine physician, is the final prognosis. And we rest in that awareness. We are not powerless. And that's so important for us to remember. I am powerful. I am not God right now in this because I'm in a mental stage here, but I can manifest and I can know. So there was a lady that moved into her new home. She was so proud of this home, but there was only weeds gathering in her garden. And she was so disappointed. Look at these homeowners, what they did to me, leaving this. And she said, no, I have power over this. So she went out and she planted beautiful flowers. She took control of her life. So is there an area right now in your life where you can take control and it is by me, I'm not the victim. I can take control of this situation because something greater is within me. And then we come to the soul. Now, these are the soul levels. Some people never get past these two levels, and that's okay too. That's where they are. We meet people where they are, right? We meet people where they are, and if they can't go any deeper, that's okay too. We love them anyway, and we watch them though, because instead of being a victim, they become the victor of their own life. Can they go any deeper? Maybe they're not supposed to in this lifetime. I don't know. The next two levels are the soul level. That's where we are. Even though sometimes we move from by me and to me, we go to the soul level, and this is through me. We begin to ask questions as, what is God's idea of my life? We start to let go. We start to let go. John said in 5:17, it is not I, but the Father within that doeth the work. We are allowing, we start to allow, we start to give up that human power of grabbing. You know, I have to be in control of everything. And we open up to say there's something bigger here in this universe. And now I'm going to start to allow it to absolutely come through and work through me as my life. So instead of getting on a conversation and getting all hot and heavy with somebody, it's the time to move within and say, God, you speak through me right now. You show me what to say. You show me how to act in this. We allow and we surrender. And that's a wonderful place to be, to allow God to start to move through us. And then life completely changes. It completely changes. I'm not saying all of the circumstances change because we're in a human realm, but we change. And that's the whole thing. We change. So it's not anymore as the victim level, by me, those are great. Some people stay there. But we're here to open, to be the vehicle for the presence of God to move through us and to allow. You know, the story of the blessings, they're all over the place, but we block them because of our fear, our doubt, our worry, of our unworthiness. At this level, we say, I am open, God. Or however you want to address it, I am open, sweet universe, to the blessings that are mine by divine birthright. And you know the story of the man that goes to heaven, whatever heaven is, whatever our concept is, and St. Peter showing him around to the different rooms, and one room is locked. He says, you can't go in there. And the man says, why? And he said, it will depress you terribly. Anyway, he comes in, and there's these, have you ever seen Neiman's wrap a package, or beautifully wrapped? These gorgeously wrapped packages by in alphabetical order. And when he finds the letter for his name, the whole area is filled with these gorgeous gifts. And he said, well, why didn't I get these gifts? And St. Peter, as the story would go, or whoever, said, because son, you never asked for them. So at this stage of allowing God to move through us, we start allowing those blessings because we start to feel that I'm not just here as, live my life and die. We start to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that we have meaning and we have purpose and we are here. Because if we don't express the glory of God through our life, then what happens? It never gets expressed through us. It's the kaleidoscope of life. Each one of us has a light in that kaleidoscope during our lifetime. And if we do not allow that light to shine, that place in the kaleidoscope with your name or my name is dark. So we are the light. Allow the grace of God to flow through you. Believe in yourself, because if we don't believe in ourselves, and if we do not believe we have a purpose for being here, then we might as well go back into the victim stage and say, oh my God, it's raining. Why does rain do this to me every Monday morning? And that's not where we belong, or you wouldn't be sitting in this church. So in the last level of consciousness is as me. And that's a total release of everything. Not that we're not still human, of course we are. But all of a sudden, again, it is not I, but the Father within that doeth the work. And we're very, very conscious of it. And we are letting go more and more and saying, all right, dear Lord, dear God, whatever you want to call it, lead me where you need me and I will follow. And so we open up into a different level. And this is the level where miracles begin. This is the level where synchronicities start to happen in the most magnificent ways. And I remember years ago reading one of, it might have been Wayne Dyer, saying he was looking all over for his publisher because he needed to get a hold of his publisher regarding a book. He was in LA. They said, well, the publisher's in New York. He flew to New York. They said, oh my gosh, you just missed him. He flew to London, blah, blah, blah. So Wayne Dyer ended up in a party in Paris, and he heard this man talking behind him, and there was the publisher. And these kind of stories truly they're not fairy tales. These happen because we then become totally open, because this level is the miracle level. This miracle is the level where the doctor says you have 6 months to live, and 10, 15 years later, you're still alive and well. This is the level where we know that no matter what happens, our God is more. That we are here because life has called us. It is said, come, come. If you don't do this, who will? You be my arms, you be my legs, my ears, my eyes. Speak through me. I am allowing the presence of God, this goodness, whatever the universal presence, to live my life as me. Now, do we still get up in the morning, get dressed, go to work? We do everything that we've always done, except this time we say, I'm here for you, God. I am here for this grand operational design. Lead me where I need me today. Show me who I need to see. And please speak through me, love through me, rejoice through me, and let me be the light that lines up every man and woman in the world. I am the light of the world. Let's just say it. I am the light of the world. And if there's any doubt about that, we just continue to see it, and to see yourself shining, beautifully shining, filled with light. And if we are filled with light, and if our candle is burning, as I said in the beginning of the talk, then we get to light another person's candle. Because when they see us, they have no idea most of the time what they're seeing, but they see something they want. Oh my goodness, look at how this person glows. Look at how they speak, how their eyes shine. We become different. We become a living blessing to life itself. So the four consciousness of the four spiritual consciousness, we are either life is happening to me. Oh my gosh, if you only knew what life has done to me. Well, that's out. We just scratched that one right out. And then we come to by me. Well, I think I've got some power here. I've been taking Rev Doug's classes, and boy, I've learned a lot. I've got some power. because that's what he instilled in us, the beautiful unity principles. Gosh, I don't have to be victimized by life. And then we come to a soul level where we actually are saying, God, work through me now. I'm open to my blessings, because the blessings are all over this place. Someone says to us something that just enlightens us. It's a wonderful level to be at. God working through me. Doesn't matter what doctors say, lawyers say. We've got a God that is so much more. That's why we go upstairs all the time. We can stay down here into the muck and turn on the news and think, oh, dear Lord, there I am, victim to life again. Or we can say, God, you're more than this, because God is always more. And then we go to as me, and that's a complete surrender. That's where we say, all right, God, now I'm here for you. Live my life for me. I'm open. Live my life. Let me follow my intuition, because intuition is God speaking through us, isn't it? We start to absolutely follow that. And we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that we are here for reasons, purpose, and that God will lead the way, this grand operational design, when we're opened and available. And I'd like to just end with this. It's so beautiful, and sometimes we sing this as the chaplain, let me get this, as the chaplains sing it, which is so lovely. And if anybody is interested in being a chaplain, it is the most wonderful calling in the world. And so here is the song that they sing, and the words are so magnificent. And this is God as me. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you call me by my name. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. Let's say it together. Here I am, Lord. It is I, Lord. I have heard you call me by my name. I will go, Lord, where you lead me. I will hold your people in my heart. God bless each and every one of us. You are wonderful people. You are God's chosen, and that is the truth, and I love you all. I will hold your people in my heart. Here I am, Lord. Here I am. And so it is.